If men's rights activists, manosphere, whoever you people are, if you didn't have selective hearing, you would understand what toxic masculinity actually means. By the way, the definition of toxic masculinity doesn't mean trying hard to make men more feminine. I'm just pointing out how terms and social philosophy are misinterpreted to turn it into something that it isn't. When people tell you, and I'm talking about women, when people tell you you got misled by feminism, I didn't get misled by anything. I'm just seeing things for what they are, and people don't like it because they benefit from your oppression. They benefit from you being marginalized. And yes, throughout history, throughout the world, today women are oppressed and marginalized. There's been a gender war for a long time, before the internet, before feminism, and it's how feminism came about. It's just that women weren't fighting against it. Women couldn't defend themselves, so they just took whatever was going on at the time. Now, because of feminism and because of women having the right to make their own decisions, now you have a gender war. There's a gender war because these men aren't able to dominate us and tell us what to do. Now today we have men's rights movement activists. To me it seems it's not about men's rights, it's about oppressing women, their worth and dignity. Why can't men's issues be talked about without misogyny being in the mix? Men's issues should not be used as a counter to women's issues. The answer isn't padding male ego or rolling back female autonomy. This isn't something women should be expected to fix, nor should it be seen as a problem women created. It shouldn't delegitimize difficulties women face or lessen the efforts to continue to help fight them. So what is toxic masculinity? It doesn't mean masculinity is inherently toxic. It doesn't mean that men are toxic. So I've seen this idea going around that the West views masculinity as toxic. The West does not view masculinity as toxic. It views toxic male stereotypes that say things like boys don't cry, or feeling emotions isn't manly, or kindness is a weakness, or the idea that manliness is measured by things like sexual conquests, money, or aggression. So that is what is toxic masculinity. Actual masculinity isn't any of those things. So yeah, the inference that toxic masculinity is claiming that all masculinity is toxic is disingenuous. What people mean by toxic masculinity is behaviors like being a womanizer, a control freak, expecting to be served by women. So like masculine exclusive behaviors that are offensive or harmful or negative in effect. There's been an increased focus on gender norms in the last several years, which has been concerning, basically turning women into one-dimensional stereotypes. Like, I don't think men and women have different brains. I feel like the terms masculinity and femininity are pretty useless due to how reductionist they are. There's no clear definition, and since society is heavily gendered, it's hard to claim that such tendencies are inherent rather than the result of socialization. So yeah, the idea that all men are a certain way, all women are a certain way, or should be a certain way, as if following a script. Real life is a lot more diverse than that.